welcome you in on a Friday. Glad you're along for the ride. Carline and La Selva. I'm Frank Frangie. The new drug today is I don't like a weekend without football. I don't like it. I'm spoiled. But one of the topics today is going to be, what do people watch after next Sunday? I mean, do people roll into the NBA? You'll roll into golf.
I just slip into my 6-month coma, and they wake me up when training camp starts.
And I get. And by the way,
I've been committed to that plan. I'm gonna live to see an additional 27 football seasons by doing that.
And I believe you, and I also know you well enough to know that that's mostly a joke, but it's not entirely a joke. Okay, so there's some elements of truth in there. So I mean, what do people? I mean, what do you? JJ, you NBA, JJ's a sports guy, so if it's it doesn't matter for you, does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm that guy who will basically watch the NBA. I'll watch baseball. I watch soccer. This is still, it's nothing for me.
Yeah. So, and I'm not. I used to love the NBA. I'm like all the old guys are. Back when
The regular season's terrible.
I watched it when Dr. J played. Remember that? I'm the old guy. So, so I won't watch that. Obviously I watch a ton of baseball like you do.
We're still a couple months out, though.
Yeah, I know. And I watch a ton of golf, Hayes, like you do. But I'm trying to and we've had this talk. I used to be a really good college basketball fan, not just my team. I used to be, when Duke and Carolina would play, not just Duke and Carolina, when Duke and Wake Forest would play, when Alabama would play Auburn in basketball, I used to JJ, I was really, really locked in on college basketball.
Big Monday.
Yeah,
big,
exactly.
Correct. Big Monday. I was really locked in. Man, I don't watch hardly any of that anymore. I mean, if it's not, well, we all watch the tournament. But and I'll probably watch some of the conference tournaments. But if it's not Florida, which is my team, I still watch Florida State because I follow them, and maybe a little bit of Miami, and I love watching.
Oh, really? I haven't watched a minute of Florida State all year.
No, I have.
I mean, other than the Florida game.
No, I have. No, I'd be lying
if they were good, like when they had the teams that were good.
Right.
I'd watch them.
But I'd be lying if I said it's an appointment for me. But if I'm home at night and the Gators aren't playing, there's no more football, and I see FSU Miami game was a heck of a game a couple weeks where Rob McCray made the 2 free throws. I'll stop and watch the last 8-9 minutes of that. So I will do that. But the point is, I'm not. If Kansas could be playing Baylor in a really good game, Kansas-Houston, 2 really good teams.
Like tonight, Michigan plays Michigan State.
Right.
And that won't be on your radar.
No, and Michigan plays Michigan State. Here's how much
it's like 3 versus 7.
Yeah, and
so
here's
really good game.
Here's how much it won't be on my radar. I didn't know they played tonight.
Yeah,
I'm being honest. I didn't know that. So but back in the day, I never would have missed that. And so no, I don't. I'm a foot.
Is it because the guys don't stay very long? Like, you used to know Duke's entire roster. You know their bench players.
You know
now
what?
Exactly.
You don't know anybody.
I think that's part of it. But
we got G Leaguers coming back.
I think, JJ, I think that's part of it. I think the other part of it is, though, I just am not as interested in as many sports things as I want. I'm more interested in the storylines. I'm probably more locked into Jags, Gators than I've ever been because I just think that they've become fascinating. The SEC stuff to me has become fascinating. SEC football stuff to me has become fascinating now. But yeah, it's just interesting that the amount of sports I watch probably, boy, this sounds like an old guy, JJ, so indulge me. When I was, ready for this? Your age. And that's what, by the way, that's what old guys say. If you ever hear a guy say, son, first they got to call you son, okay? So it starts with son. And then after son, they go, son, when I was your age, that's an old guy. If you ever want the identity of an old guy, that's the line. You're not ready for that line yet, are you?
I'm getting comfortable with it.
You're getting there?
Yeah.
Testing it out.
If a guy ever calls you son and then uses the phrase your age, that means he's an old guy. Okay, so, son.
I mean, I feel like that towards some of the media team that works here when I'm talking to them.
Yeah, so you're an old guy too.
Exactly.
Good. So, but anyway, so I will miss football. But now the good thing is, and JJ, you're like this too. I'll watch any of the baseball. I mean, obviously, I love the Pirates, but if I can't sleep one night and the Twins are playing the Angels, I'll watch 3 or 4 innings. Will you do that, JJ?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm addicted to West Coast baseball.
Yeah,
It
me
put
too.
me to sleep.
If I go to bed much earlier than I did, but now I will watch that. I will kind of. Well, you're that way a little bit with golf. It sounds like you've gotten to where now.
I mean, if they're on the West Coast.
Yeah. Well, golf's not on at night. But my point is, you'll watch golf beyond the normal golf watch.
I mean, I don't really. other than the majors, in anything that we have, and then we bet on we have a loser Monday for the playoff.
Right.
So beyond those 6, I mean, I do sometimes I'll turn it on, but it's not like I won't like plan my day around watching the final round of a golf tournament that is, and certainly not Saturday, that is not like one of the big events on tour. Now, if I'm watching TV and I just happen to be in front of the TV on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon, then yeah, I may turn it to golf over rewatching The Shawshank Redemption for the 1,798th time, or Jaws,
or
all the.
I get it.
Or Batman, which I've seen all of them a million times. But
well, you haven't seen the best, because the best one is Adam West and Burt Ward. But continue, please. You haven't seen that one.
But yeah, so I mean, but yeah, it's just how it is with me. I'm not much of a. I love the tournament, the NCAA tournament. I love obviously Florida basketball, particularly when they're scorching hot like they've been the last few years. But yeah, I still am more locked into, the breaking news that comes out of the NFL. It's not really something to watch, but, I enjoy the, free agency. I certainly, even though it's not going to be a great draft and the Jaguars don't have a first round pick, I still will be very invested in what happens there. So the NFL really never drops below 1 for me in terms of what I'm thinking about. Now, in terms of what I'm actually watching on TV, yeah, it'll be golf and college basketball. But yeah, I don't watch the NBA until our loser Monday. And in baseball, I mean, I honestly probably haven't watched a baseball game from first pitch to last pitch in over a decade.
Yeah, and I get that. But I'm guessing too, when you were just out of college, 20s.
I used to love it all. I used to be like
baseball too.
Yeah, I used to watch baseball. I used to watch everything.
Yeah.
And just as I got older, I just my interest just pared down, and to the point now where it's basically football and college basketball, golf, and not much beyond
this. This is a popular time for the housewives to be on the main TV at my house.
Okay, well, that ain't happening. I mean, the housewives are very popular in the bedroom.
In the back TV.
Yeah, the back. The house. Let me tell you what's not happening. Okay, housewives aren't making it to the big screen. Okay, just so we're clear.
We have a new show. Well, I mean, I don't watch Housewives, but we're addicted to a show on Peacock.
Okay.
It's called The Traitors. It's like a reality / game show. I highly recommend it.
Really?
Especially for couples. Very fun.
Okay.
It's all about lying and intrigue.
Okay.
So if you're into lying, you might like the show.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's good.
But I will say this: my wife watches all the Housewives. I will say this though: the one thing that I do get a kick out of is when I walk in there and she's watching it. And it's not one of the. It's one of the review shows with Andy Cohen, and they're on either side hating each other. Andy's grown the hair out.
The finales.
I've watched enough now that know that Andy's now grown the hair out.
He looks great.
Okay, so when Andy's in the middle and the finale, they're well. The problem is you disrespected me from the start, and now you act like you didn't, and you did. I didn't disrespect you. You're just a liar. No, that's how you're disrespecting me. You're calling me a liar. Now
it's endless.
That's kind of fun. Oh, it never ends. Okay,
never,
because they just pick a new city. It'll be Boise next time, and so it's.
I like when they'll add a new girl in there too, and it'll be like, so now she just has to have drama with everyone. It's just like out of nowhere, but whatever.
Did you watch 90 Day Fiance?
I not in years.
Oh, Suzanne Franchi locks into that.
Okay, I mean the premise of that show is absolutely genius.
Yeah, she's locked into that. Okay,
if you don't know that one, that is basically. I met someone online from Russia.
A different country.
And they have to live with you for a certain amount of time, like a honeymoon period before you marry them and they become American citizens or whatever.
Right.
And they are being filmed while they meet this new person, basically.
It's fantastic.
It's very hilarious because it's what you would imagine a person that is ordering a wife would look like and act like.
Yeah. Maybe the dumbest people I've ever seen on all the reality shows. The dumbest ones are on. They're by far the dumbest ones. So we just educated you.
You did.
This might have been the best 8 minutes you can remember.
I feel like I've grown just in this segment.
A lot of things we'll talk about today on the program. Glad you're with us. Pete Prisco checks in the 5 o'clock hour to talk NFL. I'm going to start with NFL talk. I got some college basketball rules I want to get to. I've about had it now with we're going to the monitor. Okay, I mean we're going to the monitor in college basketball.
It's bad.
I'm going to yank the camera out that's right in front of the ref. Okay, we'll go to the monitor now. There's got to be a limit on go to the monitor. Yes. So I mean, I know Pat Adams better than I know my wife. I mean, he's been to that damn monitor. I mean, and by the way, Pat Adams does every game. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw him last night.
Yeah, Pat Adams does every game in college basketball. I didn't realize that they had one guy that does them all.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine?
Doug Schall's too.
Can you imagine the frequent flyer miles those guys get? Joe Lindsay. I mean, they're everywhere. But
it is surprising that there aren't more of them, because it does feel like there's only and obviously we know there's more, but it really does feel like there's only 5 or 6 crews.
Michigan plays Michigan State tonight. Pat Adams will be there.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
He'll be going to the monitor.
Yeah.
At least 5
Pat
times.
Adams is going to the monitor. Yeah. I promise you.
Well, it starts with the technology has gotten so great with the video assist on the bench. Yeah. So the head coach can just literally look back, and the guy immediately is like, iPad, yes, we need to challenge this or not.
It hit a fingertip.
Correct. And so you've got that. Then you also have this thing now where, and I get it, they want to make sure if somebody has egregious contact, they're held to account for that. But they review a lot of contact things now, even if it happened 90 seconds prior. Like as soon as they get to a stoppage, it'll be like, hey, the coach has asked us to review this elbow that occurred 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
and so then they have to look at that for 3.5 minutes.
And by the way, that look, the elbow, flagrant 1, flagrant 2, and look, it's another get off my lawn moment. So let me start with Son. Son, let me tell you, if you played City League basketball, if you played in a church league, you catch an elbow in the chops. That's the sport. Who do you know that's played in basketball leagues, little city leagues in whatever town you're in, and you haven't caught an elbow in the chops? Isn't that kind of part of the game? Now we got to stop the game for 78 hours and look at the monitor for Pat Adams to tell me it's a flagrant 2. I mean, I hate that. You got hit with an elbow, you get hit with an elbow. If they didn't catch it, they didn't catch it.
It feels like it should be a speedier process, and this isn't just with his crew. It's like with
all of them.
Like it does feel like as a viewer, you pretty much know the answer in the first or second replay that they show. But for some reason, it'll go on for 3.5 minutes,
and they don't have to look up, down, and distance, and where on the field
and
it
so
is. What are you doing?
I don't know why it takes so long, and then they've got to explain it to both benches. And so I agree with you. Pace of play is a big problem in college basketball.
The worst thing is you see that he does the little circular thing because that's how he backs up the video. Remember, the worst thing in basketball is when they do the little circular thing. It drives me crazy. So, all right, but I'm going to start with football. I'm going to ask you to do we'll do this after the Super Bowl too, but going into the 2026 football season, a little bit of an AFC power poll to start the season. We touched on it a little. I've kind of hinted toward it this week, and I got thinking about it last night. I want to do it. Obviously, the reason we're doing it is where the Jags landed, right? So we're going to start with that. I'm going to talk about college basketball and some of the rules. We'll get to that coming up. NFL replay might add a little element. That's in the news today. We'll certainly talk about that. Gator basketball, gigantic game against Alabama. We'll do that. Pete Prisco jumps in. We got a lot to do on a Friday. Glad you're with us. And there's an outside chance, I can't confirm this. What if I told you right now on a Friday afternoon at 4:14 here on the First Coast that sometime before this show ends today, I'm giving away 2 Sunday tickets to the players?
Wow.
I mean, not practice round. What if I told you I was giving away 2 Sundays?
I'm
not saying I am. I'm just saying what if I
would
did
probably tell you, weren't you supposed to give those away on Thursday?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, I have no idea.
JJ, the producer, screwed up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. All I'm saying is, what if in the off chance that we did that, would that be good?
That's a great prize.
That'd be a good thing. Sunday tickets. So that's coming up later on the program. When we come back, let's do some AFC football talk. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
He's your knight in sporting armor.
I wish to appoint a new sheriff of Rottingham. My friend,
Ryan the Hacker Green.
I didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Giving you another reason to listen longer. After Rick Ballou, evenings on 1010XL.
Folks, this month marks a big milestone for Nimnicht. 85 years of serving Jacksonville. Since 1941, Nimnicht has been more than a dealership. It's been part of this community. 4 generations of families, thousands of vehicles sold, and a reputation built on doing things the right way. So when you hear nobody but Nimnicht, that's 85 years of trust behind it. If you bought a car from Nimnicht, serviced one, or participated in one of the causes, you are part of that legacy. So stop by and celebrate 85 years with the Nimnick family, because this milestone belongs to Jacksonville too. There's 2 great locations. There's Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett and Park, and there's Nimnick Buick GMC located on Phillips Highway. They're proud of 85 years, and they should be. Nobody does it better than Nimnick. So head to Nimnick today, and if you want a great deal, the best deal, who gives it to you? Nobody but Nimnick.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Annie Craig Charnley, senior basketball player at Wilson High. Annie is the co-president of the National Honor Society and is on the AB Honor Roll and the AP Scholar Award.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent, Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years, and right now, Bono's has a smoking deal for you. For just $12.49, you'll get Bono's signature pulled pork sandwich, a side, and a drink. But hurry, Duval. This pig deal is for a limited time only. With 18 Bono's around town, there's always one near you. And if you want the best catering, call 904-332-RIBS. That's 904-332-7427, or online at bonosbarbecue.com. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. It's Thursday. New Hard Rock Bet rewards are dropping.
Nice. You in, Jeremy Shockey?
I don't do drops. Jeremy, we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, and parlay insurance.
Got it. I do those drops.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers, double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Max bet of $50 per bet. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. For Lee and Kate's Glass, they say you're going to see a big difference. But what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
One of the best live bands in the world, Tedeschi Trucks Band. Live in concert in St. Augustine. The Future Soul 2026 Tour. Performing at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, Friday, October 9th and Saturday, October 10th. Get tickets now at AXS.com. The new album Future Soul is available everywhere March 20th. For more, visit TedeschiTrucksBand.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We sure appreciate our friends from Big Chief Tire. 6 locations on the First Coast. Mandarin and Orange Park most recently. Before that, those 4 outstanding locations as well. The south side on Phillips Highway, 2 on the west side, 1 on the north side. Tires and automotive service, meaning oil changes, brakes, alignments, and really good people. Big Chief Tire, there's a reason it's been going on for well over 60 years. They know what they're doing. They're really nice folks. Getting it right for you is important to them. Big Chief Tire, the best in town. They keep Jacks rolling for sure. Frangie Carline and JJ LaSelva. AFC Power Poll if you were going into next year. Off the top of your head, you don't have to go 1 through 16 necessarily, but give me some thoughts.
Well, I think I'm going to surprise you guys with the team that I would have number one.
Okay.
And this is assuming Seattle. Let's just assume Seattle beats New England by like 7 points.
Yeah, and by the way, there's no wrong list here. But
sure.
Ahead, yeah.
I'm going to start us off with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
They were 11-6 this year with both their premium tackles, like high first-round pick tackles, Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt out for basically the entire season. Slayton got hurt in camp. Alt got hurt early on, tried to return, re-injured it, basically out the whole year. Justin Herbert played through a myriad of injuries, including a broken hand, and they won 11 games in a tough division. And so I think adding Mike McDaniel will bring the Chargers into this century of NFL offense. And I think with McDaniel able to only focus on the offense, with Herbert, with their weapons, getting those 2 tackles back healthy and a strong defense, I think the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be the best team in the AFC next year.
All right. Do you have a list already?
I'd go Jaguars second.
Okay.
I think the Jaguars have real staying power, 13 wins, without getting much out of Travis Hunter, Caleb Bransaw, Wyatt Milam. I think they do have enough cap space to make one big move in free agency, and they've shown an ability to find hidden gems, and they do have 11 draft picks. So I think they're going to be as deep as any team in the NFL. I do believe Trevor Lawrence has figured things out, getting every coordinator to stay. Is, I think, really going to boost Liam Cohen in year 2. And obviously Liam Cohen is a superstar, in the making. So I've got the Jaguars at 2. And then at 3, I'd probably go, despite the turnover, I'd still probably go Buffalo 3 because of Josh Allen, I think, being healthy. And I think Joe Brady can do a good job there. And then I'd probably go kind of chalk with, I'd probably go New England, Denver, Houston. I don't believe in Pittsburgh, who made the playoffs this year. I'd probably pick Baltimore to win that division. But I think the North is finally going to take a pretty significant step back. So that'd be my list.
All right, let me give you mine. Patriots 1 because I think they've earned their way there. So the Patriots. Did you have Patriots 1? No, you had Chargers 1.
I would have put the Patriots probably 4th.
I have Patriots 1 because I think they've earned that. If I was doing a power poll, Bills 2, and I know they have a new coach, but I got a hunch he's going to be pretty good. Jags 3. So you and I both had the Jags in the top 3. Now, are we homers a little bit? Maybe. We know our team pretty well, but I'd go Patriots, Bills, Jags, and then after that, I'd go Broncos 4. I know you don't believe in the Chiefs. You think they've lost too much, but Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, it's hard for me to go lower than 5 for me for the Chiefs. So I'm going to go Patriots, Bills, Jags, Broncos, Chiefs. I got the Chargers 6th. And I know you're probably more in the majority in terms of where you think they are. I can't get there with them. I don't know what it is, Hayes. I don't know if it's Justin Herbert. It's because they can't finish. I think Jim Harbaugh's a really good coach. I think Justin Herbert obviously is a very skilled player and at times is a very good quarterback. That's the one team that's gonna have to prove it to me. Does that make sense? I just can't get there with them. So I've got them. I'm going Patriots, Bills, Jags, Broncos, Chiefs, and I'm not sure about the Broncos, but I think the Broncos are legit defensively. I don't think that's changing. I mean, they've got some really good players defensively. So I'm going Patriots, Bills, Jags, Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers. I got to get to the 7 hole before I get to the Texans, at least for me. Then I probably have Ravens and Colts because Lamar is still Lamar. Okay, so I still got Ravens, Colts, and then after that it doesn't matter. I'm like you. I don't think Pittsburgh's very good. I don't think the rest of I don't think the Bengals or the Browns. I know Joe Burrow's there, but they're gonna have to prove it to me again now. And I don't think the Titans will be very good. So Patriots, Bills, Jags, Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Texans, Ravens, Colts for me. That's my first grouping. Here's where I want to go with this. If you did this around the National Football League, I don't know that they'd all have Jags 2nd or 3rd like you and I do, but I'd be shocked if anybody had them lower than 4th. Agree or disagree?
I mean, people would have them lower than 4 because it's the Jaguars and they just don't often think of them
lower than 5
as a perennial contender. I mean, I think you could make a case of having. I wouldn't obviously have them 2nd, but I mean, I could see somebody outside or wherever. I mean, even in this market. I mean, I certainly think you could defend having it be something in the lines of Denver, New England, Buffalo, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Jags, and that'd be 6. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see some of that, but I mean, I think the majority of analysts will have the Jaguars winning the AFC South, and I think it's going to be viewed as a pretty competitive division now. I mean, again, the third place team started the season 7-1. So Indianapolis is not, they're not, a team with no hope. And, we'll see about the Titans, but at least they're, franchise quarterbacks going into year 2, possible to make a big jump there. They have a professional coach in Robert Saleh. But yeah, so, I mean, I think you'll see it all over the board with the Jaguars because, again, the other thing, too, is there's going to be analysts that just say the Jaguars are never good in back-to-back years. So why would I pick them if they were good last year? Well, what history tells me is that this is the year that there's severe regression and that they go back to being a sub 500 team. So, and look, I think this time it's different, but I understand, analysts that would say that.
Yeah.
You do have to sustain consistency before people automatically take you seriously as a contender.
You're right about that. The biggest negative, if you're assessing the Jaguars, the biggest negative in thinking what they might be in 2026 is looking at their history of being inability to sustain it. Having said that, that probably shouldn't factor at all, but I get it. That's not the real world. What happened in 2023 and 2018 should have no bearing on what you think about 2026. But human nature, to your point, right? To human nature. So I get it. But I do believe when I talk to other play-by-play guys, that's who I talk to a lot. I do, and I'm 12 years in now, so I've known these guys most of these. There's a lot of new ones, but a lot of us have known each other a long time. We text, we talk a lot. I get the sense there's more of a buzz about our team from those markets than there has been since I've been doing the games. Now, the other 2 years would be 18 and 23 because they both followed playoff years. But, and again, we're all guilty, and I'm the guiltiest probably of the recency bias. Whatever you hear now, you know what I mean? You forget what you heard then. So there's some truth to that, and I'll acknowledge that. But it doesn't feel this way because the other thing I keep getting is there's a belief that Trevor has arrived. Even when it happened in 23, he hadn't arrived like this. I mean, he didn't play very well in the first half of the Chargers game before they came back and won. It's a long time since he's had a half like that. I love Blake Bortles. He's one of the sweetest guys around. He's a good dude. But nobody believed that the Jaguars had elite quarterback play when they went into 2018. So I think that belief is in place. Forget us for a second. Hayes, I believe league-wide that belief is in place about the quarterback in Jacksonville as much as it's been in a long time. Honest to God, I think people feel that way more than they have any time since Mark Brunell was the quarterback here. I really do.
Without a doubt. And so, again, it will be a very interesting offseason. I also think the Jaguars are going to get pretty high marks for this offseason. I mean, when you look at it, again, we talked about it. By bringing the coordinators back, I think it eliminates the chance of a bad offseason. Again, barring something tragic happening outside of football. But if it's just your standard offseason where everything is just salary cap and draft, free agent, that kind of stuff, I don't think they can have a bad offseason now, because to me, the worst case scenario is you lose Devin Lloyd and Travis Etienne in free agency. Okay. They're going to make some impact in free agency, and they're also going to sign that second, third wave of players that they have shown already an ability to identify, and they have 11 picks. Yeah, they don't have a first rounder, but they have a second rounder and 3 threes. I mean, that should be 4 players that absolutely have a chance to come in and be quality immediately, and not probably all of them will, but you also have 7 picks beyond that. So I just think and they'd already done a really good job of building the 53 to where it was, a lot of the rooms did have good depth. I don't think they're going to lose a lot of that. So, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of optimism for the Jaguars just because I think people are going to see a 13-win club, and they're going to be like, okay, well, let's look at the key losses. Obviously, they must have lost a ton of talent. Obviously, they must have lost a lot of coaches. And you're going to see, no, they bring back all their coaches. In fact, their staff's probably even better because the two guys they added are more familiar with Cohen and Campanile. And you're going to see, I think, a free agent class that's going to look pretty good, and a draft class that's going to feature 11 guys, including 4 in the first 3 rounds. So I'd be surprised if you see a lot of negative talk around the Jaguars, but there'll be some because it's the Jaguars.
We'll take a break. Let's keep it. Let's get it to college basketball. I want to talk more about the rules stuff, but also about Florida, Alabama. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
All right, folks, our private equity fund just bought another one in Jacksonville.
Love it. Let's make sure the website says locally trusted.
Should we change the number to a Florida area code?
Nah, just pretend we're local.
Meanwhile, Hull & Sons Plumbing didn't need a rebrand to stay local. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and proud to call Jacksonville home. So if you want a plumber who actually lives in your neighborhood, not in a boardroom, call Hull & Sons Plumbing. Hull & Sons Plumbing. Locally owned, nationally unbothered.
Looking for that designer engagement ring like Tacori or Verragio? Then hear this. The only locally owned authorized dealer here for these exquisite rings is Beards Diamonds. Beards is your destination for the top names in bridal design. Tacori, Verragio, Sylvie, Gabriel & Company, Gnome Carver, and more. If she's seen it on Pinterest or in a bridal magazine, Beards has it. Exquisite, handcrafted, and made in America. So you can get her the ring of her dreams without having to go to one of those national mega chain jewelers. At Beards, there's no big company rules, no Wall Street sales goals, no impersonal service. The non-commissioned experts at Beards Diamonds will take their time and let you see dozens of ring styles from all the most sought-after designers. Beards is proud to be Jacksonville's premier jeweler for nearly 45 years. We're committed to this area and promise an authentic, refined, and risk-free experience. Without markups, without pricing games, without corporate red tape getting in the way of making you happy. Beards Diamonds, Jacksonville's diamond store. At the shops at St. John's Town Center.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
It all begins with Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, February 11th through 15th. This week, you can win a 4-pack of tickets to the United Rentals 300 and ARCA Menards Series doubleheader. Who won the first Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010. Who won the first Daytona 500? Text the answer to 641-1010 for a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the United Rentals 300 and ARCA Menards Series doubleheader, February 14th.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Nah, we sure appreciate our friends with 6 locations in town. Big Chief Tire. You want tires, oil changes, automotive service, brakes, alignments. They do it all my friends at Big Chief Tire Company. I think the Gator game against Alabama is really big for a myriad of reasons. Number one, it's the ABC game. It's a nationally televised, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Everyone's watching. By the way, it's the first 1 o'clock Sunday basketball game when there's no football. Now, I know last week there was no 1 o'clock football, but
there is a game going up against it, but it's not nearly as good a game.
And they drag out Vitale from time to time. I love Dick Vitale.
He's doing the game.
He can work as long as he wants, as far as I'm
Absolutely.
concerned. Dick Vitale will be now. Is he working with Ravi and Dykes?
Yes,
Ravi
that's
and
the
Dykes.
crew.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Alyssa Lang, I think, is going to be there too.
Oh, cool.
So that will be a very heavily promoted game. So it's a game that everybody's going to watch. That's A. B. Oh, by the way, it is the defending national champions, and people love to talk about that. How many times do you think you'll see highlights of Walter Clayton in the closeout against Houston, right, in that game? I mean, this is a marquee game. Again, there's no football, all right? There's no football there. So that makes it a big game. The Bediako thing, regardless of where you stand on it, is a major story, perhaps the major story in college basketball with regard to off-court stuff. So you add all that up. Voters still matter. I know in terms of the tournament, your rankings matter, right? And your net matters. But in terms of perception, which does seep in, like it or not, it does, everyone's watching this one. So this is a marquee game. If the Gators roll Alabama or just beat them, even if they beat them, so this is a big moment, and it's in Gainesville, and you're going to see, the Rowdies, and they're all going to be spending the night Saturday night. God bless you if you do, because it's going to be about 20 degrees. But you see my point. This is a big game, not only in the standings, but it's a big perception game for the Florida basketball team.
Absolutely. I think it's also a big perception game for the players that you're going to be going after in the portal in several months from now when this season is over. I mean, again, they're not playing. Very few colleges play Sunday in the middle of the day. So again, it's a showcase. You hope the crowd is electric. I would anticipate that it will be. And but it's also a great chance to show off for players that, down the line, Todd Golden and this staff may be trying to get a hold of and say, we'd love for you to come visit Gainesville. Well, if they've watched this game, because you're probably not able to watch a lot of other games when you're involved in your own college basketball season. But Sunday at 1, you might have time to take in the game. And like I said, there is a game I can't remember I think it's on Fox, but it's one ranked team against not one that's ranked. So there is another game on, but it doesn't have the luster of this one. So it's a tremendous opportunity for Florida, who still is not really used to being, this is the Kentucky game. This is the kind of game Kentucky would get. Rupp Arena, 1 o'clock on Sunday, nothing going on. Let's showcase Kentucky. Florida almost never gets this. So it's a massive opportunity. And really, you've got Golden, talking what he talked at the coaches show about, well, it doesn't matter if they have him or not. We'll beat them anyway. You have Nate Oates today talking about Florida's rebounding and saying, well, when you can sit in the lane for 6 to 10 seconds at a time, it helps you offensively. So there's a chippiness on both sides now, with Nate Oates already working the refs a day before the game on watch for 3 seconds with the Gators.
Right.
And obviously these teams have played twice these last couple of years. Florida knocked Alabama out of the last 2 SEC tournaments. Golden has won the last 4 in this series and has just totally dissected Nate Oates' defense. Florida in those 4 wins is averaging 102.5 points a game. So it's probably going to be 100 to 97 tomorrow in the O-Dome. And it should be a wildly entertaining game.
And one other thing about your point about the 4 wins in a row, not only is it 4 wins in a row, and the Gators have won some of them big, to your point, they've scored, but Florida was behind Alabama in the SEC pecking order. The SEC pecking order was in whatever Auburn in the last few years. Auburn has been the best program. Kentucky's always around because there's Kentucky. Rick Barnes has made Tennessee a very good program. Nate Oates has made Alabama a really good program. So Florida was in that, based on what you think about Arkansas or A&M, they were kind of in that 5, 6, 7 hole until probably last year. And then last year, even though they'd beaten Alabama before that, so not only did they beat them 4 times in a row, they've passed Alabama in the SEC pecking order. Here's why. They got a title, by the way. That's so it serves the other thing. The purpose of what you're saying, Hayes, is one more reason this is a real battle. It's a big game. It's a big game Sunday between Florida and Alabama. A very big basketball game. I haven't watched Alabama a lot. I was way more nervous. Tell me I'm crazy. I was way more nervous going into the Auburn game, and I told you that, than I will be this game. I am confident Florida's going to beat Alabama. I mean, I was not confident that I picked them to beat Auburn, but I was not, and I told you this, I was not confident they were going to beat Auburn. I'm confident they're going to win. It's almost like the Jags-Broncos thing. I'm confident they're beating Alabama. Am I way off the mark here?
No, you should be confident because the way that Alabama likes to play completely suits Todd Golden and company. And Alabama's not a very strong rebounding team. And even with Mr. NBA, they'll be better, but they're still they're barely I think they're plus 0.5 in rebounds per game. Florida's plus 15.7, leads the nation. So on that floor, I would expect Florida to really dominate the glass. And in the way that Alabama likes to play, going as fast as they play, that totally suits Florida. So I would be surprised if, particularly after losing to Auburn last Saturday, I'd be really surprised if this group lost back-to-back weekend games at home.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be close. I think Alabama will have its moments.
Same.
But I do think Florida will win the game.
Yeah, if you can't clog the middle in those big guys against Florida, it's hard to beat them because Auburn kind of took that out of play. And if you can take those guys out of play, well, everybody knows Florida's perimeter is ordinary. So you have to.
You want Florida in a half court.
Yeah, that's correct. And
Alabama has no interest in that.
Yeah, and you also want them shooting jump shots.
Right.
I mean, to beat Florida, you can't let them dunk and lay up and alley oop, and that's how they beat you.
And that's the thing that Alabama unless he's adjusted. But what is traditionally, I say in the last 4 wins that have all been Florida scoring over 100 basically, at least on average. The Florida athletic bigs are just a nightmare for Alabama. It's not the fact that Florida is big necessarily in a matchup like this. But if you want to play fast, the way Condon, Houck, and Chinelu run the floor, and even Hand-Logden,
they all run the floor. All 4 of them run the floor.
I mean, it is a nightmare.
Yeah. Hand-Logden runs the floor.
Yeah,
that's a great point. They've got 6'11", 7'1", 6'10", 260 guys, 6'9", and they all run. You're exactly right. So I think Florida's going to win. I think it'll be a good game too. Big game for the Gators coming up. We got the headlines coming up after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The votes are in for the Folio Weekly Best of Jax Awards. The award for Best Sports Radio Show goes to
Helmets and Heels.
The winner for Best Radio Sports Anchor is
Dan Hicken.
Hear them every day on 1010XL.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. If you're looking for the best selection of trucks in Jacksonville, it's truck time at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. They've got Jacksonville's largest lineup of brand new trucks with massive discounts. Over $10,000 off select models. That's right, savings you won't find anywhere else. Your next truck is waiting for you at Big Number 1 Duval Ford, so visit DuvalFord.com or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today. It's truck time at Duval Ford.
Make more birdies with pointers from the pros on Brunch with the Tour with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Teed up on Clearwater Irrigation. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Hicken here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, Hicken here for Prize Pick. The big game is almost here. No better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Pick, where it always feels good to be right. Big game max discount in play? You betcha. This week, Prize Picks has a special max discount for the big game. Live in the app now. Drake May needs just one passing yard for the max discount to win. He'll get that. Just add another player to your lineup, and if your picks hit, you cash in. Oh, yeah. You find your community on Prize Picks, right? With a new social feeds feature, you can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups for winners with a single click. Missing your fantasy team? My league is already over, but with Prize Picks, I don't have to wait until next year's draft to keep playing fantasy. But here's what you got to do to play. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code 1010XL. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 1010XL, $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
It may be winter in Northeast Florida, but it's one of the most important times to protect your lawn. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Their winterizer strengthens roots and improves cold tolerance. Pre-emergent treatments stop spring weeds before they ever start. What that means is you set the stage for a thicker, greener lawn when spring arrives. Call today to schedule your winter lawn treatment with Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here. JJ LaSilva is here. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Let's start with the Jaguars. Let's do a little reflection. Best free agents. How would you assess James Gladstone, Tony Baselli, Liam Cohen, this first year of free agents, now that we've seen it all play out? I thought a pretty good group. You're never going to be perfect, but I thought a pretty good group of free agents.
I thought they crushed it. I think because they changed who the team is. I think the 2 offensive linemen. I think Hainsey and McCary brought a physicality. I think, and you're not counting Jacoby Myers, right? You just want true free agents. I thought the 2 offensive linemen changed who they are. I thought Jordan Lewis and Eric Murray in the secondary changed who they are. They're pros, man. Not that the team wasn't professional, but that's 4 pros they really brought in. They missed on De'Ami Brown. You're going to miss on guys from time to time. And again, I would want to throw Jacoby Myers into the acquisition conversation. But I don't want to get off what you're asking. You're asking us about free agency.
And Dennis Gardeck too. But I thought the 4 that really jumped off the page for me that changed the identity from a physicality, from a professional, from a toughness standpoint, the 2 offensive linemen, Hainsey and McCary, and the 2 defensive backs, Jordan Lewis and Eric Murray. I thought those 4 were home runs. I really did. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Let's get to around the NFL. The NFL medical staff met with reporters today, releasing some information. Said the injury rate is the same between grass and turf as it has been the last few years. So they looked at all the injuries that occurred this past regular season, and that's good news. That the turf has come along and has gotten advanced enough. I know the players still are a little resistant to that, but the scientific evidence suggests no difference between playing grass to turf in terms of injuries.
It's a great topic, and I don't want to. This is headlines. I don't want. You got a lot to get to, but let me expound just for a second. So we were at UNF yesterday. UNF has an all-turf baseball field. They just put it in. It's beautiful. We have all-turf fields at the Bregan Baseball Complex. You've been there many times, and you've seen the level of those.
Yeah, they're great.
The thought of turf baseball in a college in Florida would have made no sense many years ago. Now, though, turf is just like the grass. I'm real involved in that because we may be involved in some other fields being built. So I understand it better than I ever have. And the turf now, Hayes, I'm telling you, is grass. It's not real, but it's just like it. The infill they use, the blades they use, the way they do it now, I'm going to tell you, it is more like grass than it has ever been. So that number did not surprise me. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if you'd have read it, there's no chance. When they first did AstroTurf and the Astrodome, it was concrete with a rug on it. They have perfected. I'm telling you, they have perfected it now to where turf is the same. I really believe that. Maybe football people won't, but I believe it in all my heart. I'm not surprised by that stat. I'm really not.
Some more interesting data today. Kickoff returns jumped to 74.5% this season, up from 32.8% in 2024. So I give Goodell and the league a lot of credit in the competition committee. They wanted to bring the kickoff return back into the game, and they have done it, going from basically 33% to 74% in one season. That's a dramatic shift.
You know what else I like about it, too? I like the way it has brought strategy back into the game. Used to be you just kick it out of the back of the end zone. Well, now, because you started the 35, moving it from the 30 to 35 was critical. That was a big part of the stat you just read. But, like, if you play most teams, you don't want them start. If you play a team with a really good quarterback, you're going to try and keep them from running it back. And so you're going to keep them from starting 35, so you want them to run it back. If you play the Titans, who aren't very good on offense, but they have Chimere Dike, who's a really good return guy, you kick it out of the back of the end zone. Here's the other thing, too, I'm noticing. Have you noticed more than ever there's line drive kicks? You want the key is to make it, if it's going to hit between the goal line and the 20. That's the landing zone. Have you noticed there's more line drive kicks, Hayes? What they don't want is those high poochers where the returner's got a running start. So not only are they trying to land it between the goal and the 20, they're trying to kick line drives that the guy can't get a running start on. So the point is, it's brought fascinating strategy to special teams that wasn't there before.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. We'll continue in the NFL. New Bills coach Joe Brady voices strong support for young receiver Keon Coleman, saying this is a guy that I was pounding my fist on the table for us to draft. Keon Coleman coming off a disappointing second season, but that's got to be encouraging as Joe Brady tries to mend the fence between Keon Coleman and the organization after just getting completely torched in the press conference with the GM Bean and the owner Pagula.
Well, Keon Coleman's got to start focusing. He's a skilled player who sometimes it's somewhere between not caring or not focusing. And that's been very clear. You are what you put on tape, right? That's the cliche, but it's also true. You know what, though? So that's on Keon Coleman. But I got a hunch Joe Brady's going to be good for them. I'll give you credit. For people that haven't listened to our show for 100 years, Hayes thought when he was calling those plays for the 2019 LSU team, arguably one of the best 2 or 3 college teams of all time, you had a hunch he'd be a very good head coach. I even debated you. I said, I don't know if he's ready for that. He said, I got a hunch someone ought to hire him. I mean, you were on him 7 years ago. And I'm surprised it's taken this long. Remember, when he went to Carolina, that was a setback. But I think he's going to be a good head coach, Hayes. I think Joe Brady will be good for the Bills.
Let's get it to Philadelphia. The Eagles have hired Sean Mannion as offensive coordinator. The 33-year-old Mannion was Green Bay's quarterbacks coach this past season. Doesn't have a lot of coaching experience, but obviously played in the league for several years. But that's going to be, talk about a storyline for this upcoming season. What happens to the Philadelphia Eagles? Because some believe they're still world title good, and some believe here comes the end of it all, Sirianni getting fired, and Philadelphia, possibly even going away from Jalen Hurts.
Well, here's why Sean Mannion's important. By the way, where was he? I think it was Oregon State. Wasn't he there last week? I mean, boy, I mean, that was fast.
Wild.
And all of a sudden he's a coach. So he's only 33. Well, here's the bottom line. In today's NFL, for the most part, to win, you've got to have elite quarterback play. That doesn't mean you have to have an elite quarterback. I'm not sure Sam Darnold's an elite quarterback, but right now he's executing elite quarterback play. Jalen Hurts did that and won a Super Bowl. It was an unconventional quarterback play, but he wasn't as good this year. So I promise you, Sean Mannion's been brought in there to get Jalen Hurts right, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Daniel Jeremiah of NFL.com has his first mock draft out. Fernando Mendoza goes 1 to the Raiders. Francis Mayoga goes 4 to the Titans. I do not want to see that. Jeremiah Love goes 8 to the Saints, the talented Notre Dame running back.
Yeah.
Bain 9 to the Chiefs. That would be an excellent pick for Kansas City. Miami has a ton of representation in this, as they should. And Akeem Mesidor goes 17th to Detroit. I was kind of thinking Mesidor might be a guy that maybe slipped a little bit, but it doesn't look like DJ's always locked in on this. So Mesidor, that's a lot of Miami Hurricanes going in the first round. It's been a while since we've seen that, but it's certainly not uncustomary to see Miami with big-time representation in the first round of an NFL draft.
JJ, I told you this, and I'm not following as closely as I should. We all knew Bain. I don't remember what game it was, but Mesidor blew me away. What game? When we had that talk on the air, I don't remember what game.
I don't remember specifically either.
It might have been. It felt like against Ole Miss.
Might have been that game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, blew me away. With
He's been phenomenal for years, though. If you're watching close to Miami football, he was a guy who came in as a portal guy, but as like a sophomore. So he was at Miami for like 3 years. But I've seen him as low as like 30 in a couple mocks too. So I could see him dropping later on in the draft.
Good.
Yeah, that would be a great pick for whoever gets it.
Let's get into college basketball. Gators versus Alabama tomorrow in Gainesville. Todd Golden has won the last 4 meetings versus Nate Oates, with the Gators averaging 102.5 points per game against the Crimson Tide in those wins. Lenardi currently has UF as a 3 seed in today's projection, while Alabama is a 5 seed. Dick Vitale will be on the call with Carl Ravitch and Jimmy Dykes.
It's awesome, baby! It is a big game, and I will tell you, it's the first non-football Sunday. It's a nationally televised game on ABC. Everybody will be watching. Oh, by the way, it's the defending national champions. The Bediako story from Alabama is one of the most talked about stories. This is a big game. It's a big game from a perception standpoint because everybody's watching, and it certainly is a big game for those net rankings. This is obviously a quad 1 win for either team. This is a big game for Florida. This reestablishes them. I won't say winning this game comfortably makes Auburn look like a fluke. It wasn't a fluke, but it was just that one blip you have. If they lose again at home on a weekend, then people are going to doubt them a little bit. So it's a big game for the Gators.
Without a doubt, JU stuns Lipscomb 70-65 last night. Donovan Rivers scored 17 points with 9 rebounds. The Dolphins improved to 4-5 in ASUN play, while Lipscomb dropped to 7-2. Big win for JU. JU hosts Stetson tomorrow.
JU was up 20 points in the second half of that game, and Lipscomb's really good. So you knew the run was coming at some point. Even there, I think it was 51-31 at one point. Lipscomb made a run, but that's a big win for JU. That, again, it's so hard for JU and UNF and all those teams because their teams are so different. It's all a bunch of new guys, and JU's got 11 new players. You realize that? Now, Donovan Rivers isn't new. He was on the team, but they've got 11 new guys on that team.
11?
11.
On a basketball
They have 11
roster.
new players. 11. They only have 13, okay? 11 are new. And so maybe when you have that many new guys, you find your way, and maybe they're starting to.
We certainly had fun at UNF yesterday, but UNF unable to keep its momentum going, falling to Stetson 84-77. The Ospreys are now 3-6 in league competition, while Stetson improved to 4-5. UNF now has to tangle with visiting Lipscomb tomorrow.
Yeah, and UNF, we did our show from there, and watching the early parts of that game, they went back and forth a little bit. They're built kind of similarly, Stetson and UNF. Both shoot the ball a lot. Neither are particularly physical on the interior, so Lipscomb will be a tough out for the Ospreys, but hopefully UNF bounces back and beats Lipscomb tomorrow afternoon.
Let's get to the Olympics. Lindsey Vonn crashes in final Olympic warm-up and suffers a left knee injury. The 41-year-old Vonn wrote on Instagram that she hopes to be well enough to compete at the Olympics. Her first Olympic race is February the 8th.
I hope so. She's a name people know. I hope she's able to go. I really do. I don't watch a lot of the Olympics, but because we had this conversation earlier, what are you going to watch? I'm going to watch more this year. I just find myself less interested in national college basketball. Baseball not underway quite yet. So I hated to see that with Lindsey Vonn. I really did.
Let's get it to golf. The PGA Tour's Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines is going on, and Justin Rose is in command. 15 under. He's not done for the day. Shot 10 under yesterday at 62, but keeping that momentum going, he currently has a 4-shot lead for the veteran European player.
He's a good player. He's one of the big names. He's not one of the young guys. And I think it's and you know what? He'll rear his head 2 or 3 times a year. It'll be the middle of the summer in a raised event, and it'll be Scheffler and Morikawa and some of the young guys, Schauffele, and all of a sudden you'll look up and Justin Rose is the 4th one. You know that?
I mean, in the Ryder Cup this year, he was phenomenal.
And he won. I want to say he won the event prior to.
Yeah, he was
the
in the playoff.
I think he won the second of the 3.
And then he'll go away for a month, and you won't hear from him. And then he'll be playing with the big boys.
Yeah.
So this is one of those times.
Yeah, former U.S. Open champ. It's been a while, but we'll see if Justin Rose wins another major this year. Let's get it to tennis. In the Australian Open, Novak Djokovic will play for his 25th Grand Slam title after taking down Jannik Sinner in 5 sets. Sinner was looking at a 3-peat in Australia. Djokovic will play top-seeded Carlos Alcaraz in the final. The 38-year-old Djokovic is 10-0 lifetime in Aussie Open finals. He would also become the oldest Grand Slam champion of the Open era. On the other side, at 22, Alcaraz is trying to become the youngest career Grand Slam winner.
I will tell you, if you like tennis, if you follow it, what a matchup. The mega great guy from a generation ago or half a generation ago against really the next great thing. What a matchup that is, old versus young, right?
Absolutely. Let's get it to Walk-Off Charities. You guys had a clinic today. How did everything go?
Thank you for asking. We had a fantastic clinic today out at JP Small, and just under 200 kids from all Title I schools. It was great. And I will tell you, we completed, I haven't tweeted it out yet, but we completed our tour of some of the inner city high schools yesterday. We stopped by Range, Ribault, and Jackson with some really good new gear for them. Today we went to Westside High School with some really cool new gear for them. And Hayes, it was one of the most rewarding things I had the pleasure of doing. I will tell you this, and I tweeted this out. Part of what they have to do is listen to us, listen to the old guy for about 2 or 3 minutes, and just talk about the importance of their role. Their kids, you know who little kids look up to? The older kids. The little kids really look up to that 17 and 18-year-old high school. I mean, really look up to them. And in the inner city, we've reached a lot of those kids. Now we have both young and old, and I talked a long time about how important it is to those kids. I don't want to get on this tangent. It's a sports radio show. But you asked, and I want to tell you, we talked about the importance of respecting teammates and your opponent and the umpires and your coaches. Bat flips are fine. Go have fun. You're supposed to have fun, but respect everybody out there. And every eye, man, was on me, all yesterday at all 3 schools and today's school. That was really rewarding for me. Nobody was like, great, this guy's going to tell us about respecting this. Or just where's my new catcher's gear? It wasn't like that at all. It was really good kids, and it really touched me. It really touched me, the kids we were able to reach today. And yes, and then we had a clinic this morning as well. So good times at Walk-Off, and I'm very proud of that, and it's a very, very rewarding kind of time for us.
Absolutely. Fantastic. That's a great message. We will get you out with our musical nugget of the day. Hey, if you went to the Jacksonville Coliseum in 1987 and saw Huey Lewis and the News, that concert was tonight 39 years ago.
Wow.
Huey Lewis and the News here in Jacksonville performing the old Coliseum.
Wow.
On this day back in 1987. This is Power of Love.
I did not see this show. I did see them here for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And it was fantastic watching Huey Lewis and the News. Great work as always. How good in the 80s were Huey Lewis and the News?
Fantastic.
Just fantastic. Well done as always.
Thank you.
Hour 2's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
There was a time when the hard-working people of Jacksonville needed something to look forward to.
Let the games begin!
1010XL. We didn't invent sports, just sports radio.
With Lee and Kate's glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee & Case Glass, still family-owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee & Case Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandcaseglass.com.
With Lee & Case Glass, you're going to see a big difference.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harrell & Harrell. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident, and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harrell & Harrell make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Tom McManus buckles his chin strap as he joins Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl.
I just love man in uniform.
Helmets and heels. Afternoons 2 to 4. Served by Queen Law Group on 1010XL.
The Jacksonville Icemen are in town for a pair of games this Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday at 7, it's Star Wars night. Whether you support the Rebel Alliance or the Empire, come out for a night of fun as the Icemen wear special themed Star Wars jerseys.
Then Sunday at 3, it's Publix Family Fun Day. Take a shot on goal on the ice after the game. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK.
Icemen hockey is #Sub-Zero.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
PRI Productions is the official game day production partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi, I'm Randy Goodwin, president and owner of PRI Productions. Chances are, if you've been in Jacksonville over the last 30 years, you've seen our work, from corporate and social events to concert production and much more. We have the equipment and expertise to make your next event memorable. So call the experts at the Jaguars Call. PRI Productions, bringing your ideas to life.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Hicken here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Have you been thinking about selling your home and you haven't pulled the trigger? Let me tell you about Chad and Sandy and the experts that will help you make that decision. Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building, so now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Need to sell now, need to sell fast, need max price. Check, check, check. Chad and Sandy have the science behind it. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jonathan writes from Mount Pleasant. The only thing standing between me and my dream of hitting the road in my RV was selling my Mount Pleasant home. After hearing Chad and Sandy on the radio, I gave them a call. The results were unreal. In just 3 days, I had multiple offers at full asking price. So can you. Call the local experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200, or ChadAndSandy.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. On Wednesday night, the 19th ranked Gators set a program record for the team's largest SEC road win in history by defeating the South Carolina Gamecocks 95-48. They're back in action against number 23 Alabama this Sunday in the O-Dome at 1 o'clock, airing on 1010 a.m. It's 63 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
10-10 Take.
The 10-10 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter. Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. I'll reiterate what I said earlier to you. I think the world has figured out that Trevor Lawrence has arrived. I think the world has figured out that the Jags are legit. I think for the first time, and I'm including 18 and 23, I think for the first time, Hayes, when the rankings, the power polls come out and everyone starts talking about the year and we get closer to training camp and you see a few more moves, I think America, the NFL in general, expects the Jags to be an elite team. I cannot remember the last time that I believe the NFL world, the NFL periphery, not just here, expected the Jags to be an elite football team. I believe that's what's going to happen in all the preseason talk in 2026, and that's the 10-10 Take.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. And there's going to be things that critics can nitpick with some of these other clubs that they can't with the Jaguars. Like, you're going to hear this a lot with New England. Well, they really didn't play anybody this whole year. And there's some validity to that, but you're not going to be able to make that argument with the Jaguars, who had wins at Denver. They beat Houston. They beat the Chargers. They won at San Francisco, who made the NFC field. So the Jaguars going 13-4, there wasn't a lot of fluke to that. In fact, one of the losses was a complete robbery in Cincinnati on an atrocious pass interference call on Travis Hunter. So there isn't going to be a lot of that, particularly with the Jaguars retaining every coordinator. Obviously, Liam's back, but retaining the coordinators. And again, I just don't think a national analyst is going to look at losing Devin Lloyd and Travis Etienne in free agency and say, well, that's it. I got to drop him now back to 8 wins.
Right.
You know, I think what you're going to see for the skeptics is, as an organization, they've never been able to follow it up. Can they follow up success? And that is going to be the question that they're going to be asked about that, by the way, at every press conference between OTAs and whenever you get far enough into the regular season that obviously they've been able to handle it. If they get off to a 4-1 start, no one's going to be asking them about that. But that's going to be the storyline of this season, is can they follow it up and be consistent in the winning?
And two thoughts on that. Number one, asking a team that had a good year if they can have another good year is a fair question. The one that's not, that this group shouldn't have to answer, but will, is, yeah, but what about 23 and 18? Well, that has nothing to do with it. But, I mean, if I'm Liam Cohen, I go, well, I was in Kentucky or L.A. or wherever I was, right? I wasn't here. But you're right. That will be the narrative. And you know what? They've blown some narratives out of the sky in year one, this group. I think they'll wind up doing it again. We'll see what Pete Prisco thinks. We'll take a break. He's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
Gas leak?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
The only gas leak is the one coming out of your mouth right now.
The Drill.
Okay, are you done now? Huh?
Mornings on 1010XL.
Start the fresh new you with Local Fair Jacks, the online farmers market delivering fresh local food to your door. Start for just $7 with code FRESH1010 at localfairjacks.com.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Take a walk on the wild side and step into the great outdoors.
Look at this beast.
Captain Kevin and Captain Kirk join Jeff Lageman every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on the Nimnet Outdoors Show.
You got it.
On 1010XL.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love it. You shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did.
The love that a little box from Beard's Diamonds can hold is something that those big box jewelry stores can't understand. As Town Center's only locally owned jeweler with international connections, Beard's Diamonds knows that our little boxes are full of promises, celebrations, milestones, and magic. Big box jewelers only have big overhead and big markups, but Beard's Diamonds sees the big picture of the little box. That's why you can look to us for a great selection of dazzling diamonds and designer jewelry, and a listen-first approach to helping you turn what's in a little box into a big part of your special someone's life. Come experience the local, loyal, and helpful difference of Beard's Diamonds in Town Center. When it comes to helping you celebrate with beautiful jewelry, Beard's Diamonds thinks outside the big box stores. And that makes a big difference. Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsell Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place. And you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Ryan, CEO of Volunteers in Medicine Jacksonville. Thanks to the players, we can provide free primary care and specialty services to the working uninsured in Northeast Florida. It's 39 days until the players. Woo!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On The Frangie Show.
We thank our friends from Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles, the best vintage cards, the best terrific autographed items, and I don't care who it is you root for, they've got your stuff. Go in there. You'll love it. Big store, open store, a lot of nice people. Head to Showtime at the corner of Phillips and Shad, or find them on those social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and, of course, on Instagram. Pete Prisco joins us from CBSSports.com. Pete, how we doing, buddy?
Good. What's going on, guys?
We have talked today, Pete, throughout the week, and this is a better conversation for next week, I guess, after the Super Bowl. But let's start with today, and then if we want to amend it, we can. How do you think the Jags will be perceived going into next year? And I'll start with, they won in 17, but it's not like we got to 18 and people thought they were a Super Bowl contender. They won in 22, and I don't think people felt that way in 23. But I think this year, when those power polls come out and before the season, the way too earlys, man, I think not just us in Jacksonville, but I think people expect the Jags to be an elite team, at least a very good team next year going in. Do you agree with that?
No question about it. And I think they feel that way. And, you talk to everybody over there, they feel they have a really good football team, and they're going to do some good things in the offseason. I don't think there's any question. And the biggest difference is, the two biggest differences are the coach and the quarterback. The coach is outstanding, and the quarterback has elevated his game to where he's in the MVP conversation. And if you have those two things combined with the fact that, they're getting a lot of guys back, they're also going to get, let's not forget, they're going to get Travis Hunter back. And I do believe that they're going to do a good job with their draft picks this year and in free agency. So, yeah, they're one of the teams. If you look on the landscape next year, they're going to be one of the teams that people say they're a top 5 team in the league. And I don't think there's any doubt about that.
How pivotal was it, in your opinion, Pete, for Liam Cohen to get Grant Udinski and Anthony Campanile back on his staff for another year?
I think that's a good thing for a young team. And, it would have been tough to have change, and change is never a good thing. I mean, you can deal with it, and guys can do it, but it's easier when you're a veteran team. But I think it's a good chance for them to keep the continuity, and that's important. I think they're two good coaches. They're both going to be head coaches. I think they had legitimate shots this time around, and really were in the mix in both spots. So I think it's great for the organization. It's great for those two guys. And look, sometimes you look at the Cleveland job. Would that have been a good job for Grant Udinski? I don't think it would have been. And you look at the Arizona job. Would that have been a good job for Campanile? I don't think it would have been. I know there's the lure to be a head coach. There's always the chance when your time comes, it might not, might pass you by the next time around. But I think this team's going to be good. I think they're both bright, good coaches. I think they're going to get another opportunity that's even better than what those two jobs were. And so for the Jaguars in the short term, it's a great thing to keep both of them.
Pete, we've got a whole offseason to discuss this, but let's start now. What areas in your mind, first and foremost, do the Jags need to improve?
Well, I think they need to get, better in the secondary, and that's important. They need to get better in the middle of that defensive line by rushing the passer, and they need to find somebody they can rush the passer on the interior and do it and be disruptive. That's one thing that was really lacking on the interior, and I think those are two high priorities for them. Then they got to decide what the wide receiver position is going to look like and how you flush that all out. What do you do with Brian Thomas? Is he around? Do they pedal him? Do they say, hey, look, you last year was a lost year. Get focused again and get back on track, and maybe you keep him, because you never want to get rid of a guy with that kind of talent. So I think they have some tough decisions. I think they have some tough decisions in free agency. Decisions that for me probably wouldn't be as tough for most people, but I'm in the minority on some of those. I think Travis Etienne's a special running back for what he does. But he's a running back, unless he comes on a team-friendly deal, which I don't think he will, because I think he's going to get paid on the outside market. Out he goes. Devin Lloyd had good moments, made some big plays. But again, do you pay that off-the-ball linebacker? I don't. Out he goes. So those are some decisions they're going to have to make, and I'm making them in my own head because I do that with every team in the league. But I would let both of those guys go.
Pete, what'd you make of what's been a nightmarish week for the Hall of Fame?
It's just, look, the process is flawed, guys. You know that. It's been flawed. Look at what happens in Jacksonville. And look, Sam banged his head against the wall the whole time he's been in there doing it, trying to get Tony in. And, and I pestered every person in the history of that room, and they hate me for it. I do it with Fred. I send out letters all the time to the guys about Fred. And the reality is it doesn't matter because the process is flawed. Those small markets always get hosed in the end. And players like Fred Taylor get hosed because people don't understand what he could do. So now it comes down to Bill Belichick and personal problems that people have had with him. Look, I didn't have a great relationship with Bill Belichick. Few people did. But there's no doubt in my mind he should be a slam dunk Hall of Fame coach. And if you want to be the almighty and judge them on Spygate and Deflategate, he still won 3 Super Bowls after that. That should be good enough to get you into the Hall of Fame anyway. So I think the process needs to be changed. I think they need to open it up. I never thought you should have to, if you're going to get the honor of being a voter, that you should have to go into a room and get browbeat by a bunch of guys on who you should vote. You should do your own work. You should make your own calls. You should do all your due diligence. And then you line it up and you make the vote. You don't need somebody banging you over the head saying this, this, and this. The other part of that is, I'll vote for your guy, you vote for my guy. They can say that doesn't go on. We know it goes on. So I think the process isn't good right now, and I think this is going to open a lot of eyes to change it.
Well, you're one step ahead of me. That was my follow-up question, because this thing is so visible, Pete. I mean, it is such a talker everywhere. It's been the viral story in the NFL for the last 2-3 days. Will that promote change? Will we see a change in the process of how they pick Hall of Famers?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be the kind of change that really needs to happen. They need to open it up to more people. It just, that needs to be opened up. They need to make it so like baseball does, where you get maybe not that many, but you need to open it up a little bit.
Right.
But the problem is that what they'll do is that, when you put up a coach and then he's going against the veteran players and he's got the contributor in there as well, then you can only put 3 of them in. Some guys might say, okay, the player's been waiting a long time. I'm going to put the players in. Belichick will get in, and therefore he doesn't get in on the first ballot. Well, you can't necessarily do it that way. So I think they do need to change that. What hurts about the Belichick thing? It hurts a guy like Tom Coughlin. I mean, Tom Coughlin's sitting there waiting, and now with one coach going in, well, he's not going to get in next year because Belichick will.
Right.
So it just kicks him down. Mike Shanahan, same thing. They need to expand the pool. I know people say, oh, you don't want to dilute the Hall of Fame. I don't believe that. I think Mike Shanahan's a Hall of Fame coach. I think Tom Coughlin's a Hall of Fame coach. Mike Holmgren's in the conversation for Hall of Fame coach. And the reality is none of them are going to get in for a couple of years because of what's happened with Belichick.
Shake up today in Minnesota. What'd you make of the Vikings firing their GM?
That's never been a good situation. It really hasn't. I mean, you hear a lot of stuff in the last couple of years that, the GM might have been in over his head. He was one of those guys that came in as, kind of an analytics guy, was never really a tried and true football guy. And when you get tried and true football people in the building, sometimes you're going to have disagreements. And I think that led to that. So it's not surprising. And, I know people that have worked in that building, people still work in that building. It's just not a great situation.
All right. So what about now that the coaching carousel is done? What are your thoughts on some of the ones we haven't talked about yet? Joe Brady. How do you think Joe Brady will do? Todd Monken now is in Cleveland. I know we still have a job or two open, but where we stand now, how do you feel about the latest hirees?
Well, let me start with Todd Monken. You know Todd. I know Todd. Todd's gruff. Yeah. Todd's gruff.
Yeah.
And so that always held him back. And so finally he gets the opportunity to do it, and he's a good football coach. The problem is he's Todd Monken going in there as an offensive wizard, and he has no quarterback. So, what happens now? And so that's the problem with him. But look, he's not a kid anymore. You know that. So it's a good opportunity for him to actually be a head coach. And I think he's a really good coach. It's just his gruffness and his mouth probably held him back over the years. As for Joe Brady, I think that's a good move in large part because I think they're going to change the way they play on offense. They're going to. I think they were, they had to make the change because it got stale up there. The guys started being tight, from what I was told, and it just wasn't working with McDermott anymore. And now you make the change and you get Brady. They love Brady. Josh Allen loves Brady, and I think the offense was held back, Frank, because of McDermott. I think Brady will open it up and be more of a, get him play action, get him under center. And I think he'll change the way he plays with him. So I think that's a good move for the Buffalo Bills.
I tell you, Pete, I'm worried about the Chargers. 11 wins this past season. And I think adding Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator, they're going to have Slater and Alt back. We know what Justin Herbert can be when he has time. Are the LA Chargers a team that you think, even though they won 11 games, might be even better next year?
Yes. And Mike McDaniel's a good offensive mind. I think Mike McDaniel's a failed head coach in large part because he was too easy on his players. And I think that's always a problem. You can never go back once you start easy. And that kind of backfired on him. But he's a brilliant offensive mind. He's going to liven up that offense. No question about it. You get those two tackles back, the offense is back better anyway. And then you flip it, they got a new defensive coordinator. We don't know what he's going to be like, but Jim Harbaugh is usually pretty smart with hiring good coaches. So, yeah, the Chargers are going to be a problem next year. No question about that.
Yeah, I think we did a sort of a power poll of what we think the AFC power poll will be next year to start the season. Hayes had the Chargers 1 and the Jags 2. I had the Patriots 1 because I think they've earned that. Bills 2, Jags 3. What would you do if you were doing a power poll to start the season next year in the AFC right now? What would you do? Top 2 or 3?
I'd probably put Buffalo first.
Okay.
I think that guy makes, he changes who they are. They should have beat Denver. They probably would have beat New England. They'd be in the Super Bowl, although they probably shouldn't have beat Jacksonville. And then Jacksonville should be in the Super Bowl, but that's a whole other aside. I think Buffalo, then probably Jacksonville, then New England. Frank, it's funny you say that about New England because I rank the starters on the 2 Super Bowl teams every Monday, the Monday before the Super Bowl, and I've been working on it this week.
Right.
The roster is not very good in New England. I'm going to be honest about that.
I agree with that. I mean, they found some, I don't know, they found some magic in a bottle, right, Pete? And all of a sudden you looked up and they're in the Super Bowl. I applaud them, and I applaud Vrabel. But you're right, it's not a great roster, is it?
No, I mean, like if you of the top 20 players in the game, I think just 14 of them are Seahawks. Drake May is up there because he had a great year. He hadn't had a great playoffs, though. Will Campbell had a pretty good year, hasn't had a great playoffs. And so you look at it and you go, man, how did that? First off, they won a lot of close games. They beat a lot of bad teams. And then in the playoffs, they played the Chargers with that banged up offensive line, and they beat them up there. And then they played C.J. Stroud in a meltdown game, and then they played the backup quarterback on the road in the snow. And so it was a perfect path for them to get there. But I think Jacksonville is actually going to be – I think if Jacksonville had played New England, no matter where they played them, they would have.
Yeah, I said the same thing. So, and alas, we wait another year at least. Pete Prisco checking in from CBS Sports, does a terrific job covering the NFL, brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Pete, have a good weekend, man. Talk to you next week.
All right, guys, take care.
Pete Prisco talking NFL. Guys, he does a good job. And it's always brought to you by Showtime, and they do a good job. Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles, the best vintage cards, the best autographed items. If you're a fan of anybody, go in there. You'll be glad you did. They're at the corner of Phillips and Chad. You can find them on all the social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The NBA is on 1010XL.
The Magic go deep in the heart of Texas. Orlando, San Antonio. Sunday at 4 on 1010XL.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, poker fans, it's a new year, and a new tournament series is coming to Best Bet Jacksonville. The 2026 Best Bet Blizzard on the Beach Poker Series runs from February 5th through the 16th. The event features 10 tournaments, $600,000 in guarantees, live-streamed events on Best Bet Live, and the $1,700 Mystery Bounty main event. Win your way in with satellites starting this month. Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to ChadandSandy.com or call 414-6200. That's ChadandSandy.com.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Nah, it's always a golden moment when our buddy Pete Prisco checks in. Nobody knows the NFL better. Pete and I have been friends for, almost 40 years, and I can tell you this, boy, oh boy, does he know the NFL as well as anybody I know. The golden moment, my man Pete Prisco talking a little NFL with us. The golden moment for you is going to be Sunday at the Players. That's what it's going to be for you. How would you like it if I sent you there now? Well, I'm going to. Okay, that's how easy that is. Give me caller 4. JJ, let's give 2 tickets away. Can we do that? Can we give 2?
We do. A pair of tickets to the Players Championship
on Sunday. How
That's
about
awesome.
that? That's exactly right. So you and I were talking during the break about doctors and physicals and whatnot. And I'm getting that age now that you have a few more of them. You know, I have 2. I do 2 physicals a year. You do one a year?
One a year.
I do 2 physicals a year when you get to my age. But I was in the neighborhood today, and I was driving home. We had a bunch of walk-off stuff, so I'm driving home. And I saw a guy, I don't know him. We have 900 homes in our neighborhood. But I saw a guy come walking. He was going for a walk. He was probably, I would guess, mid to high 80s, maybe 90. I mean, I don't know, but I would guess that. Walking briskly, okay? I'm still going to be that guy. I will be the walkingest guy. I walk now. But I want to be the guy that's 98, and I'll be ornery too. I'll be so crotchety. What are you looking at? I'll be that guy. Hey, you walking? So yeah, I'm walking. If it look like I'm doing, I want to be an ornery 98-year-old. That's my goal in life.
I give this guy a lot of credit because he does this even if it's 117 degrees outside.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman that's probably about that age. He's got to be late 80s or early 90s, and he walks in Nocatee by Coastal Oaks, and like out on the main road.
Right.
And he is doesn't wear a shirt. But
that's fantastic.
He's almost angled. He's so old as he walks that his angle is almost like acute.
He got an angle.
It's amazing.
Love a guy with an angle.
I mean, it's like he looks like he's going to fall over.
Right.
But he never does, as far as I've seen. But I've seen him out there many times over the years, and I've got so much respect for him because he is grinding. And has obviously lived a tremendous life.
Well, the best part is he popped that shirt off and goes. Okay,
it's awesome.
I'm taking the shirt off.
I've never seen.
I'm an
anybody
85-year-old guy
walk
taking the shirt off, and I'm going
with a gait to which I bet you his head is 3.5 feet ahead of his feet.
Yeah,
it's amazing to watch him.
He's got the lean.
Yeah,
God
big
bless
lean.
him, and God bless him. By the way,
Yeah,
God bless. Yeah, that is fantastic. But I'm going to be crotchety. I'm just going to be. I want. Some people say, well, it's harder when you live longer, and do you really want to live that long? I love living. I want to go, JJ. I want to get to 100. My goal is to get to. I want to be the guy that gets to 100. Yeah, I do. Everyone says, no, I don't want to be that. I want to be. I told you. I want to be the 92-year-old guy walking, crotchety. Kind of angry.
Yeah, that doesn't work for you, though.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe when I get older, I'll be crotchety.
Maybe,
though.
but
You're right.
You'll probably be the jolly 92-year-old.
I'm not tracking crotchety. I admit that.
Yeah.
That's not
when I'm 92, everyone's going to be praying that it's my last one. I'm like already that guy now.
Yeah,
35.
And by the way, the 85-year-old guy running with his shirt off, that's phenomenal. Because I know this. I think I probably should walk around the neighborhood without the shirt, because there's nothing as attractive as an old man without a shirt on. I mean, you talk about a good look. There's not that's a good look there.
Yeah.
I
will say he's really slender.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to pop that bad boy. I'll just walk the neighborhood, I think, JJ. Just
do
for
it.
kicks.
Do it tonight. It's nice and cold out there.
No question. Oh, there's no question. It is absolutely nice and cold. But yeah, I can see myself being that guy. Hey, JJ, are you going to spring training this year?
I have not been to Brave spring training since they left Orlando. Yeah.
So no, that's a no for you.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been looking at spring training schedule. Here's the problem. I love spring training, but I know they say we're having global warming. I know the smart people say that. I'm not one of the smart people. But it seems like it's colder longer than it's. Because I go to spring training about every year. Used to be, even at the beginning of spring training, it was warm down in Bradenton. It's not anymore. It's cold. I want I need my spring training.
What's the official start date?
I think pitchers and catchers mid-February, right? I think now it's earlier now because of the World Youth Classic. That makes it earlier. But the World Youth Classic, the World Baseball Classic, yeah. But
February 20th, first game.
February.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's early.
Only a few weeks.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, the best time to go is later because they've cut they cut the guy
They
wearing
have the
number
starters.
84.
You're gonna actually see guys that you know.
Yeah. So
when do they wrap it? Like mid-March?
I think the season,
like a week before the season.
The regular season started last year, March 27th. So it started. Wow. So I went to see the Pirates Rays that first weekend, like March 27th last year. So
last game is March 24th this year.
Yeah. So March 26th, 27th.
Yeah, it could still be cold. Hopefully it'll be nice.
Yeah, I want it hot. I need it hot. I need it hot. I don't like the cold.
I saw a video of the Cubs with their big moving van today, taking all their equipment down to Arizona. So that team's not far behind.
Last year, I did not go to spring training because the Pirates opened in Tampa. So I just waited and then just went down there and saw 3 games, to start the season. So, but I love spring training.
What's the closest to Jacksonville of any of the teams?
Lakeland.
Okay.
The Tigers are in Lakeland. That's the one that's you can make Lakeland in 2.5 probably. You can make Orlando in 2.
Go
right?
see Scooble.
Yep. So Lakeland is the closest one. Other than that, there's not really one that's closer than 3.5.
Yeah.
I would say. I would say 3.5. Other than Lakeland. But when I go, I like to go when the Pirates are the home team. I go to Bradenton. I know my way around down there. Everybody in the stands, not everybody, but there's a lot of Pirates fans that go down there. So I go down there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Are the Rays playing in the Yankees spring training again this season, or are they back in the Trop?
No, the Trop's open now, isn't it? I think the Trop's back open. I think they're going. I think they're back. I think they're going to be back in the Trop this year. I think that's kind of the word. So we'll see. But I look forward to the spring training. Let's take a break. We'll wrap the program on a Friday after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Both the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks will be heading to San Francisco this weekend in preparation for Super Bowl 60, which will be held on February 8th at Levi's Stadium. The Seahawks are a 4.5-point favorite, minus 112 against the spread. Patriots getting the 4.5, minus 108. On the money line, Seattle minus 235, Patriots plus 194, and the over-under at 45.5. Seattle quarterback Sam Darnold, the betting favorite to win the MVP at plus 110. New England quarterback Drake May plus 230. Seattle wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba plus 600, and Seattle running back Kenneth Walker is plus 850.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010XL.
New year, new lifetime dreams. Let's build them together. Jeff Breyer here with the Lifetime family of companies, your local backyard
and indoor
home improvement specialists.
That's right, Dad. Lifetime enclosures, Lifetime flooring, and Lifetime windows.
Glass and screen enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, replacement windows, all to enhance your home's livability and value.
And a huge flooring showroom with thousands of the latest tile, LVP, hardwood, and carpet selections to help you fall in love with your home again.
Come experience the Lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our limited Lifetime offers.
Lifetime Happy New Year, sports fans. Hicken here, and let's keep the skincare talk going while we ring in the new year. We know it's winter, a little cold outside. That sun is still shining, so let's always be reminded to take care of our skin. Beaches Dermatology now has a new location open in Fernandina. So if you live just a little north of Duval, you can now see the pros at Beaches Dermatology without having to make the drive to Jack's. Go online to beachesdermatology.com to book your skincare appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
It's Taylor. Valentine's Day is just a few weeks away, but don't do what you probably do every year. Last-minute grocery store flowers, questionable strawberries, and a box of forgettable chocolate. This year, step up your game. Pre-order fresh, hand-dipped strawberries and beautifully crafted artisan chocolates from Peterbrook Chocolatier. With 15 North Florida locations, you probably drove past one today. Up your game this Valentine's Day with a gift that actually impresses. And trust me, you'll score more points with your Valentine. Find your closest location at peterbrook.com. Peterbrook.com.
It's your go-to for golf talk. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
All we need to do is develop the rest of your game. Then you'll be unstoppable, son.
Get local updates, gear reviews, and all things golf talk. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Former Russian political prisoner and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Vladimir Kara-Murza takes the stage at the Center for Performing Arts. Hear his powerful story of courage, imprisonment, and freedom February 3rd. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than with Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. This week, Prize Picks has a special max discount for the big game. Drake May needs just one passing yard for the max discount to win. Just add another player to your lineup, and if your picks hit, you cash in. It's just that simple. And now Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup is off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. At Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You can choose Flex Play and get paid even if one of your picks misses, or Power Play for the biggest payouts. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today, use promo code 1010XL, and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play $5 in lineups. That's promo code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. If you want tires, automotive service, oil change, brakes, alignments, they do a fantastic job with 6 locations in town. Head to Big Chief Tire today. My buddy Billy Nimnick had the awful thought of me. So here,
oh no,
that's Billy's picture of me walking.
You with your shirt off?
Yeah, it's not pretty, Billy, and it's really funny. Billy said, "This is what Frank will look like." That means me. That's me with a goatee too. So,
listen, out of everyone
Billy,
who works here,
yeah,
you would probably look the best with your shirt off.
Well, the reality
Let's
is,
be real.
The reality is, it's not a great roster.
Yeah.
The reality is, it's not.
Actually, Tommy Mack. Probably.
That's about it. Tommy Mack, and then the roster. Oh, that is really funny. Billy, that was very funny. So, picture of me. So, all right, we're almost out of time coming up. All right, real quickly before we get out of here and say hello to Rick Ballou. A big game for the Gators. I'm looking at that. That to me will be the weekend sports highlight. The weekend sports highlight will be Florida, Alabama, and I'll say what I said earlier in the program. It's a big game. It's nationally televised. Dick Vitale will be there. He doesn't do a lot of games. He's going to do that one. It's Ravi and it's Dykes and Alyssa Lang's going to be there. You know, it is the defending national champion. ABC's first crack at him, by the way. I know ESPN and ABC are the same, but they're really not. And it's the first football-less Sunday, and it's the defending national champion. And Badiaco's been all the story, the Alabama guy who's getting to play after being in the G League. This is a big game on many fronts from a perception standpoint as well.
Without a doubt, I would expect Ruben Chinlilu to really rise to the occasion in this matchup. I would expect a double-double out of Ruben. I think Houck will be fantastic. The guy that I think it'll really suit is Alex Condon, who obviously played poorly against Auburn in the loss, but I thought started to find some elements of his game. He still can't shoot the three, and hopefully he'll stop taking them. But for him to have 8 assists against South Carolina, you don't see that. You just don't see a guy who's almost 7 feet in college that is able to distribute the ball like that. And so if that can continue, and I think there's a good chance it can, I think Florida's front court really makes a statement to the nation, and I think they're going to be particularly motivated with Mr. NBA out there. So I anticipate it being Alabama's got some incredible talent. They run a fun, fast tempo offense. The over-under on this game has got to be close to 200 points. So I think Florida wins, but it will be a wildly entertaining game.
I think so
I'll
too.
take Florida 98, Alabama 91.
He's a diaper dandy. He used to play in the NBA. He's 35 years old.
Very good. Very good. And it will be that game. It'll be that game. It'll be the up and down game. And your point about Condon's good. Condon doesn't have a pretty game. Houck is so fluid, and so he's got such a beautiful jump shot and such great form on his jump shot. And Chinyelu is got that soft touch now with that big body. Condon's game looks a little clunky, but he's a good player. This is a 7-footer. Again, if he was in the NBA, he'd be listed at 7 feet because the NBA measures you with your shoes on. So he's a 7-footer that he's a good player. It's just he like you said, hadn't shot it very well, lost some confidence because he kept missing all those shots. But it'll be a fun game. It's going to be a very fun game. There's no question about that. Looking forward to it. All right, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
I need some advice.
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you give me some advice? My golf buddies want to play tomorrow, but I'm such a wimp. The high's like 50. What do I play with them? What do we do?
No, I'd call it off.
Call it off. They're not. They're going to play
because you're going to wear long johns and all that. You're going to be
turtleneck.
Yeah.
I'll have long johns.
It's supposed to be tomorrow. I never look ahead.
The high's 50, 51. But now it's cold on Sunday. It's going to be in the 40s.
Yeah,
so
the temp ain't bad. It's been the wind.
Yeah, we got a big wind coming tomorrow.
You know,
too,
they were blowing off the lakes.
I'm kind of a
retention ponds. You live near a retention pond?
I do.
They blow off some wind now.
I know you don't know this. This is breaking news for you, but I'm kind of a cold weather wimp. You didn't know that, did you?
I did. Oh, I did. Absolutely.
What are you watching on the? There's no football. What's Rick?
I just listen. My GF and I are looking for something that we can cuddle up to and hold hands. So we started watching a series on a serial killer that came out 23 years ago. It's called Dexter. Okay, it's got 8 years.
The first Dexter,
and it's absolutely outstanding. He's a serial killer, but he kills bad people only.
You watched,
basically a vigilante.
You watched Dexter when it came out.
I missed it.
You never saw Dexter.
I missed
of
it.
all the people not to see Dexter. You remember when
because I thought it was a corny serial killer story.
By the way, the first Dexter was tremendous. It was wonderfully corny. It was.
Criminologists will tell you that there's something endearing about a serial killer, and I just didn't think I could get that out of Dexter, so I missed it for 23 years.
You will. I mean, I remember when it first came out. You'll love Dexter. He was phenomenal. I never watched the reboot. Did you watch the reboot?
I did, and it was good. We liked it. We haven't watched. They put out, I think, a prequel since then, and another season of the follow. So we didn't get to that, but love Dexter.
No, the original Dexter was tremendous.
Tremendous.
Absolutely.
So we'll blow through that. And we got a lot of hockey going on, including tomorrow, Raymond James Stadium.
How about that?
Outdoors, Bruins. And the Lightning.
In the snow.
I did not know that.
Playing at Raymond James.
It might snow there. I'm not even joking.
How about that? Ray J. I did not know that. All right, cool. What's coming up tonight?
Some rule changes that are on the table now for the NFL. The NFL, when they get these rule changes, I mean, it's like trying to solve the national debt. Can't they just get together and use some freaking open up a case of beer, sit back as guys and say, we need to do this. It's so complicated, yet it shouldn't be. So we're going to dive into the very latest there. And I got another Jaguar topic that I think our listeners will enjoy.
All right. Rick Ballou goes into the night. Folks, you'll enjoy that. Folks, have a great weekend. Stay warm. It's going to be a very cold weekend. But have a great weekend. Watch that Gator basketball. We'll be back Monday to talk about all of it. We're out of here. Rick is next. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.